Kicked out of dance class again. Kicked out of dance class again, Melissa Randall.
Remember when you were a child and people asked you that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you had these awesome answers like, I want to be a doctor, or an astronaut, or a rock star, or a superhero. And when you answered these questions, you answered it as if you really believed it was possible that you could be Superman. But somehow, down the road, we stopped believing that these things were actually possible. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, when I was 4 years old, my grandmother showed me some of the old Shirley Temple movies, and I was hooked. I proclaimed to the world right then and there, when I grew up, I wanted to be a dancer. And more specifically, I wanted to be Shirley Temple. My mom immediately enrolled me in jazz, tap, and ballet class, and I was elated. But soon we found out that I was that child. You all know that child, the one that cries all the time. That was me. The one who threw herself hysterically on the floor with a temper tantrum because she didn't get attention. That was me. And likely the only child in the history of preschool ballet to be kicked out of a paid dance class for being too difficult to deal with. This quickly ended my dream to be a dancer. Later on, in college, I realized a little too late in the game that I forgot to pick a minor. I did a little research and found that I could graduate on time if I was a dance minor, and I thought, this is perfect. My childhood dream, I can live it out. It's the first day of ballet class. I'm in my leotard, have my hair pulled back in a bun, and I meet my college dance professor, Mr. Brazo. He's amazing, fresh off of Broadway. And I make the unfortunate mistake of telling Mr. Brazo that I am only in dance class to get out of college on time. He didn't like this information at all, and I spent the next 2 years of my college dance career being kicked out of class again. This time it wasn't for being hysterical on the dance floor. This time it's because I had the wrong shade of pink tights on, or a tiny little piece of hair hanging out of my bun. And it usually looks something like this. Melissa, out! And then he would chase me out of the room with a ruler or a broomstick or anything else large that he could find. And I'll let you know this, that I did graduate from college with a minor in dance. Didn't know how to dance when I left. Was terrified of broomsticks and had the clarity that there was no way in the world I'd ever be dancing with the stars. Jump ahead. It's 18 years later. I'm in my first salsa dance class. First class I've taken since college, and I'm miserable. My girlfriend dragged me into the class, and I start hearing that voice in my head. It's screaming at me, "Why are you here? You can't dance, you hate this!" I start sweating, and now I want to kick myself out of dance class. The dance teacher, he's calling out the steps. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, and I am stressed out. He starts seeing me struggling, and he comes over to me and he says, "Lady, you need to let the man lead, then you will have more fun." Of course, he had a better Spanish accent than I do. And then he said, "You just need to believe in you." And he pointed to his heart, and this moment changed my life. In that moment, I decided I'm staying in that dance class, and I'm learning how to dance. And after a couple of months, I learned to dance, and I didn't get kicked out once. And I just danced. And I danced for all the times that people broke my heart, and I danced for all the times that people broke my dreams and crushed those dreams. And I danced until my heart healed, until I just believed in me. Here's a word of the day for you. Believe. 7 letters. It's a verb, B-E-L-I-E-V-E. The dictionary.com states that it's to have confidence in the truth the existence or the reliability of something without having absolute proof and knowing that one is right in doing so. Used in a sentence, my salsa dance teacher believed that I could dance, even though he had no idea that I had been kicked out of every dance class I had ever stepped into. It was like the childhood question, what do you want to be when you grow up? I just had to believe that anything was possible and see through the eyes of a child, and I had never done that before. And when I did, my life changed. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you believe in you? Do you believe that you are actually worthy of that dream, that career, that relationship that you actually really want? Do you sabotage yourself because someone kicked you out of a dance class or told you you weren't worthy? Imagine what would be possible in your life if you just went back into that dance class, or you faced whatever was holding you back in your life, and you just tried it again and again and again until you got it, and you were so strong nobody could ever take that power away from you again. Imagine what life would look like for you if you just believed that you could be Shirley Temple. Mr. Contest Chair.